Paul, injuries first. How have Mox, Hunt and Taylor come through this week?
Yeah, they've all come through okay. All three of them are available for the weekend, which is great news. And add Jack Ellis to that, who was available last weekend. We're starting to get a few more bodies into the group, so that can only stand us in good stead for the Christmas game. So really pleased about that. Pleased about the way that Paul and Taylor have both carried on with their recovery. And they've trained the full week, and also delighted that Owen has shown a good reaction to the injection that he had last week.
Everyone else just coming on as expected?
Yeah, we had no other issues from last weekend. Everybody was fine. JJ's still training with the group, still working hard, and we're still hopeful that that will be one of the New Year games, whether it's Port Vale or whether it's Exeter. We're just going to have to wait and see. But no, the signs are good for JJ. Jokel is back out on the grass again, so he's been doing some early part of his recovery, and we've still got to tread very carefully, but that's not looking as bad as we first thought, so he should be back maybe middle to end of January. Terry's progressing well, but still a way off. So no, they're doing okay, and also I'm told that Callum's on his early stages, the things are looking good, and he's starting to get a little bit of a range of movement back in his knee as well. But again, we all know that Callum's is a real long-term one.
The good news of those three means you'll have selection, even questions, for the first time in what feels like ages as well.
Yeah, it's a nice issue to have. We want to have players available. The run of games we've got, and let me tell you, this isn't me complaining about these games, because I'm delighted to be involved in football and happy to play. But with the games 23, 26, 29 first, we are going to have to just rotate it a little bit at times to make sure that we get everybody through it. That will obviously depend on performances. It will depend on fatigue levels after the game. So the fact that we've got some options is really pleasing for me as the manager.
On to Cheltenham, they're obviously down there with us, so it's another important game.
It's a huge game, yeah. I mean, I keep hearing people say 6 pointers. They're in 6 pointers. We only have 3 points to play for. It's a 3-point game that we want to win. It's as simple as that. You know, it's two teams that have struggled over the first 20-21 games. We have to accept that. Cheltenham have to accept it. What I will say is, since the new manager came in, they've certainly picked up some results and had some good results. They've got a style of play which is really difficult to play against. I think the conditions are going to be really difficult on Saturday afternoon, like they were for the Northampton game. But let's be clear in our heads, we need to go out and do everything we can to try and get a win. If we can get the 3 points at home, which is what we go out for every game, it'll set us up nicely for the Fleetwood game. And they're all big games, every single one of them. And it's a game that we're really looking forward to, and we want everybody to come and back us.
What sort of game do you expect from them?
Well, they're quite direct in the way they play, but they're full of energy, very competitive. They've found a way to play that's allowed them to get results after a real sticky start where they couldn't get a point, couldn't get a goal. Darryl's come in and he's got a team going now that's causing problems. They're probably a little bit disrupted because of Williams getting sent off last weekend, so they're going to have to change it. But there's been changes over his run of time in the club anyway, but they've been quite consistent about the shape that they play and the style that they play. And it's one of those situations when you're down at the bottom, you have to find a way to get results, and they've certainly done that since he's gone in. They've had a few wins, and you know they're now sat with quite a few points on the board, and we know that we have to win it to make sure that we stay above them.
Fans really got behind us last week, hoping for the same again.
Oh, the fans were magnificent last week, absolutely. Especially when we went to goal down, it would have been so easy to have turned, but they didn't. They stuck with us. I thought the atmosphere in the Northampton game was really good, and that's because of the supporters. They're the ones who created that. Now, we're probably going to have to do that again this weekend. We're going to have to create our own atmosphere, because I wouldn't think Cheltenham will bring a hell of a lot with them. So we're going to have to make sure it's our atmosphere, it's our home ground. We want to put on a performance as players and staff, and more than anything, we want to get a win.
They get behind us, and we've been able to give bits back this week as well with the kids' Christmas parties. We've been up to the hospital and the hospice.
Yeah, it's been a really busy week, to be honest with you, because those things are all part of being a footballer at Christmas. And you know, you see the smiles on faces in the Junior Blues party. That was absolutely brilliant. And I know from speaking to Tom yesterday that he went up to one of the hospices with some of the players, and he said the players were fantastic with it, and it's a really difficult thing to do for a young fella to go into that type of environment, but they ask good questions, they take part, they do the things. You know, at the Junior Blues party, I'm watching the lads laying on the floor making the letter W and the letter B as the, you know, as they were being asked to do with all the kids, and they throw themselves into it. So they're really good, and it's what we do at the football club that probably doesn't get a lot of coverage. Now we need to take the positivity that we've had this week from training, from all of the things that they've been doing in this festive period, and make sure that we put on a performance that gets everybody smiling and ready for Christmas Day.
Thank you.